our next stop. The Stella Australis. We are saying buenas tardes to Marcelo and Barbara.
Of course, we are on an island. That means that we have to cross the Strait of Magellan. Okay, and we cross it with a ferry that takes around 20 minutes. The thing is that since 1881, when our borders were established between Argentina and Chile, the Magellan Strait became part of Chile, all of it. That means that if we want to cross the Strait of Magellan, we have to do it through Chile. That's the only way we can do it. So we actually have Chile right in the middle of our country. That means that we always have to go through Chile, which sometimes can be, well, a little bit inconvenient. You know, it takes a long time. You have to fill in a lot of forms. They check your car and all of that, and you know, it delays. Hotel on the left, beautiful Beagle Channel today. We'll see if it lasts. There was a forecast of wind. There is a little village of, well, it's not so little anymore, that is called Puerto Williams. When you go to Chile, they usually say that Puerto Williams is the real southernmost city in the world. They like teasing us with that. Well, on one hand, it is true that they are a little bit further south than us because they are on that island on the southern coast of the Beagle Channel. So, a couple of kilometers, not a lot, but a couple of kilometers south from here. But we argue that it's not a city, so it doesn't count, right? So Ushuaia still holds the title of the southernmost city in the world. Okay, there is a village that belongs to Chile in front, but as a city, as with the infrastructure of a city, this is the southernmost. Okay. So the mountain we have on the left is called Mount Susana. Remember yesterday when we were walking and I told you about the train for prisoners had to go and get firewood? Well, this is where the train brought the prisoners. This was where the main camp used to be. So many of the trees that you see on this area were cut by the prisoners. The mountain is called Mount Susana. And it's a very low mountain, as you can see. We have the trees growing all the way up to the top. So that means that is around 600 meters, which is actually the tree line or the timber line. And in a few seconds, we're going to cross a river, which is called Peat. Peat was a prisoner who managed to escape. He wasn't the only one. I mean, escaping from the prison was not difficult, because they were here working, you know, it was easy just to run away. But then after a few days, most of them would go back to the prison. There was nowhere to go. We are on an island, so it was better than starving or freezing. So that's what happened. But this prisoner, whose nickname was Pupo, jumped off the train into this river and ran away. He never went back to the prison, so he probably died. There were never any news about him arriving into Chile or something, or having a boat, so he probably didn't make it. The only prisoner who really escaped was a Russian anarchist who was responsible for the death of the head of the police in Buenos Aires city. That is a train station, and you can see the steam actually of one of the locomotives down there to the right. So that is the end of the world train. It's one of the options if you're staying here for a longer time. There are many other tours that you can take. It's very, very big, so most of our national parks are really big. But the area that is open for tourism is much smaller. So we will be always close to the main road, so road number 3. And the park was opened in 1960, mostly to preserve our forest, which is called the Southern Arctic Forest. You will see this kind of forest also along the Beagle Channel when you get off the ship during the Australis. It's the same kind of vegetation, but it will change while you start going north. It will have more species, and there will also be more wildlife, because in this area we don't have a lot of wildlife, so you will see more when you go further north. This is an island, we're very isolated, so we don't have all of the species that you can find in continental Patagonia. See, there's a line that says Chile on the other side. Okay, that line is the border. So we're going to be really very close. In some parts from the road, it's only like 400 meters, and the border is there. Okay, so just the southern part close to the coast of the Beagle. They have another one to the west, but not in the middle. If you want to walk over it, you can. That is like a sponge. And it's like walking over a sponge, and it gets your feet really wet. And the water you see right in the middle will eventually disappear because it will be covered by mosses that are still accumulating. Only that is really very, very slow, because these mosses grow 1 millimeter a year. Only 1 millimeter a year. And this valley is 6 meters deep. So it took 6,000 years to have the peat like we see it now, and it will take a longer time, a very long time also to cover the water that we still have there.
What's the name of it?
Peat bog or peat moss. It's called turval in Spanish. There are many places with peat moss. Scotland, Ireland, Canada. There's in Finland, also in Russia. But usually, in those places, peat moss is black or darker because it is formed by another kind of moss. It's always a sphagnum, but ours is called Sphagnum magellanicum, and is the one that has this orange and reddish color, but it's the same thing. There are different uses for peat moss. You can use it for heating as fuel, In Finland, they use it to generate energy, for example, but it contaminates a lot because peat moss, these valleys, absorb a lot of carbon dioxide. So if you burn it, you release that in the air. So it's not a good thing to do. They did long time ago. It was the only resource many areas had, but now it is best not to use it. So they have stopped in most of the places. But in Argentina, we use it because we don't burn it. We use it for gardening. So you can dry peat moss, and then once it is dried, you can add it to the soil of your garden, and it will be really very good for certain kinds of plants usually. So it is a natural fertilizer, and that's how we use it in Argentina. But it is one of the last places on earth where we still have these very, very long valleys that are not being used for anything, completely protected, which is also really very good. As they are very flat and very big, in winter, when they are covered with snow, those are the perfect areas for cross-country skiing. So that's not in the park, but outside, we have a valley that is 100 kilometers long. All of it is peat moss, so all of it is frozen and covered with snow, and that's perfect. Cross-country, snowshoes, snowmobiles, everything is done on the peat moss in the winter time. We also have Siberian Huskies. Did you know that? We have Siberian Huskies in Ushuaia, and they are used for sled dogs. So you can also go sled dogging in the winter time. So lots of nice activities to do.
Sounds fun.
All of those trees. You have something similar that's called Spanish moss in Florida, I think. I don't know if it is the same thing. I've never seen it. It looks similar. You call it a moss, which is not but this is not a moss, it's a lichen. So it's different. And they don't use the tree for anything, just to grow on. So they grow on dead trees, fences, rocks. And something very interesting about lichens is that they can only survive in areas with no pollution. If the air is polluted, they die. So they indicate the quality of the air. So it doesn't mean, sometimes you think that that's a disease or something, and it's completely the opposite. That means really fresh air. The trees are usually covered with dust from the road, but that's it. And now on the right, you have a nice view of a river, which is called La Pataya. So this river starts at a lake, freshwater lake, that we're going to visit later. This lake gets its water from a glacier, so it's a glacial lake and a glacial river as well. And the mountains that you see on the right and at the back, that is already part of the Darwin mountain range. Those mountains are twice as high as our mountains here. And we're going to cross La Pataya River. La Pataya, it's also a word in the Shamana language, and it means Bay of the Abundant Forest, where there are lots of trees. The ending Aya means bay. That's why Ushuaia was also a bay penetrating towards the sunset, and La Pataya Bay of the Abundant Forest. The mountain we have on the right is called Mount Condor, and it's right on the border with Chile. So this side of the mountain is in Argentina, the other side is already in Chile. And this is a little military detachment that we have controlling the area and looking out for the cows crossing illegally. That's it. So we are driving the last kilometers of the Pan American, and it is 17,848 kilometers from Alaska to Tierra del Fuego. So we are going to arrive to the end today, and there's a sign at the end of the road. Oh, there's the wind. There's a sign at the end of the road that says, "This is the end of the road," and it says the kilometers to Buenos Aires and the kilometers to Alaska. The picture of that sign is a must. If you don't have that picture, you have not been here. Okay, so you have to take the picture. So instead of driving, we're going to hike to the end of the Pan American. So we'll be there, which is going to be a very nice view. And then we will find some steps to go down, all the way down to the coast, to where the sign is. Sometimes you don't notice that there's a step there. So there's a house, there are toilets at the end of the walk. Do you have any questions? No? Okay.
Maybe more. It depends on how many times you stop or take pictures and stuff.
Oh, that'd be nice. The weather is changing. What happened to our sunshine? Awesome. Look at this. So this is towards the end of the road, the Pan American road. You can actually go to Alaska. This is the beginning of this, well, depending on how you look at it, either the beginning or the end. I would say it's the beginning because it's south. And these little balls, the little green balls. my God, this is it, the end of the road. Oh, I like that. Lovely. Mountain biking, sea kayaking, trekking, canoeing, 4x4. Oh, heaven. All the dust. Hold on for a second. No more vehicles from this point on. So I guess that means this is the point. This is the end. This is the end of the Pan American Highway. But there's supposed to be a monument. I think maybe this is the monument. It says Buenos Aires, 3,079 kilometers, Alaska, 17,848 kilometers. Maybe this is it. Start walking from here and 17,000 kilometers later you're going to be in Alaska. Sí. Usted estás aquí. Final Ruta 3. The end of Route 3. Which is the end of the Pan American Highway. And this is Ushuaia, where we are. And that's Antarctica. The Malvinas or Argentina. Oh, very considerate. Oh gosh, I like the sound it makes. Windy, but beautiful. This is so relaxing. I should videotape it for an hour. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Where is Carla when I need her? Barbie. I need to know what those plants are. And I guess that's where they go rafting. There's a dock. I wouldn't call this a port, but they're calling it a port. Puerto Arias. Arias. Do not sit on the fence. It's do not sit on the fence. Well, their meaning is coming across clear. Not strong enough. Do not sit here. Beautiful. Even without sun. Are those? Where are you? Wow. Such a cutie. Cutie pie. Oh God, the water looks so clear. But I bet it's freezing cold. Not like the Amazon that was so nice and warm. No pasar. Archaeological site. Awesome. Oh. There you go. Look at all the dust. Whoa. Different day than it was a few hours ago. Oh, that looks like an awesome hike. We're here and This is Baliza. If it continues the way it starts, it must be very interesting. Oh, they did it and they said it's beautiful and it's kind of easy. This time might come. Well, I didn't do the hike, but this was really lovely. Nice place to come with your family. My lovely friend. I'm gonna miss your sound. Look at the dust. Oh, look at the gusts. Have to keep my eyes and my mouth closed. Look at that. And I guess those are the bathrooms. We're saying goodbye to our first Patagonia park.
They didn't wear any kind of clothing because the only thing they had was the fat of sea lions. So they adapted to this area, and so they didn't wear any clothing because they were in contact with water most of the time. They went into the Beagle Channel, and having the fat made them a bit waterproof in a way. So when they came out of the water, they always had a fire nearby, so they could dry very fast and easily with this fat that they had. So that's how they survived for thousands of years. The oldest remainings that were found, the oldest archaeological sites that we have that are called shell needles, the oldest are 6,500 years old. So they lived here for a very long time until the arrival of white people, which was quite late, as I mentioned yesterday, in the year 1870 when the missionaries settled on the coast of the Beagle. And they started dying of disease right at the arrival of the missionaries, and after 30 or 40 years, most of the natives were gone. We do have some village on Navarino Island in Chile. She speaks the language, and some of the water comes from a glacier, which is on the other side. It's in Chile, so we don't see it because actually this is a little portion of the lake. The lake is much bigger than what we see here, and it's shared with Chile. So I'll show you the map now and explain the border and all of that.
I don't think so.
No way.
Do you want me to hold those? Oh, no, it's very gentle. Don't kill the penguin, please. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Maybe the other one's trying to yes, you can see. There you go. Oh, thank you. Okay, good. That's teamwork. Okay. I like this map because it shows the whole Patagonia region.
We got wet.
Okay, the whole Patagonia region, okay? So, Buenos Aires is here, it's not on the map. The map only shows Patagonia. So, Patagonia starts in this river. So, from this river south, all of this is Patagonia. It's 5 provinces, including where we are here, Tierra del Fuego, okay? So, you flew from Buenos Aires to Ushuaia. This is the island of Tierra del Fuego, okay? This is the Strait of Magellan in the north, and this is the Beagle Channel. The border with Chile is a meridian, so it's this one here, and then once the meridian arrives to the Beagle, it's the Beagle itself the border, but from west to east, like that.
Yeah.
That's why we have Chile. To the south and also to the west here. This is Navarino Island, that's Fort Williams, and that's Cape Horn. Okay, Cape Horn is right over there. The Andes, they run north-south, and here they turn west-east. So from here, you're going to sail to Cape Horn, then back to the Beagle Channel. You will sail the northern channel of the Beagle on the way to the Pacific. Then you will leave the Beagle Channel and enter the Magellan Strait around here to reach Punta Arenas. So you will sail both the Beagle and the Strait of Magellan. And from Punta Arenas you will keep on driving to Puerto Natales, Torres del Paine National Park, and then you will finish at the beautiful Perito Moreno Glacier here. So those are the whole area that you will visit. And these are the Malvinas, see more or less the distance to the coast of where we are. And right here, okay, so this is only Tierra del Fuego. We are, at this moment, we are here. This is the lake, and this is the border. So the border
my
is right
goodness.
there, okay? Mount Condor marks the border. So right there, we're only seeing a little part of the lake, that it goes into the Darwin Mountain Range. This is the Darwin Mountain Range, and these are the glaciers that you will see coming down from the Darwin when you sail the Beagle Channel.
Where is the lake where we were before?
La Pattaya
What
Bay
we're looking
is
at.
here.
Right there?
Right there, that's La Pattaya Bay, and this is
Okay.
the lake, the really close one to the other.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the road. This is road 3. And the other thing is that road 3, what I was telling you before, from here, if we want to drive to Buenos Aires, we go north, then we cross the border, we get to the ferry, and then back into Argentina, and we keep driving all the way up to Buenos Aires.
Wow,
That's
amazing.
highway 3. This highway 3. Yeah. All of this.
So it takes you all the way to
Yes, all the way to Buenos Aires. Yes. Okay.
In Alaska.
Any questions? No?
into Alaska.
Now the sun is out.
Perfect.
So we can start our walk.
Wow. Please, where is Chile? Chile.
That way.
That way, yeah. We cannot see it from here? No. Behind the mountain.
hill.
The other side. Okay. Thank you, gracias. Okay, I have a choice of either go to the cafeteria and have a nice cup of warm coffee, or go to the interpretation center. They have samples of all the plants. Firebush. This is the false mistletoe that hangs from the trees. It's like a little green ball. Nicely done. The old man's beard that we saw all over the place. It's a model of Tierra del Fuego, and we are there. That's where we are. You get an idea of where everything is located. I'm trying to find the cascada, the waterfall. Oh, the way it shows here, it's like at the end of Route 3. Was there a waterfall there that we missed? Oh well, I like this. To understand this place, you need to become an observer, attentive to all that surrounds you, big or small, near or far, alive or not, because everything is intimately related. Isn't that nice? You will find the answers to your questions. The Yagan people had a word for this way of looking at their world. Mayaku, I guess. Wow. Tierra del Fuego is the only national park in Argentina where mountains and woods meet the sea. Quaternary glaciations began some 2.6 million years ago. So we are presently living in an interglacial period that began about 10,000 years ago. 25,000 years ago today. The interglacial and glacial periods originate in space. The difference between these two periods is that shorter or longer periods of the sun's energy reach the Earth, and the result is whether glaciers form or retreat. What is a glacier? It's a mass of moving ice. It moves very slowly, accumulates over many, many years. When the accumulation and the melt is about equal, then the glacier is at equilibrium. When the accumulation exceeds, then the glacier grows, but when the melt exceeds, then it's retreating. Attrition, abrasion, and erosion. Water goes into the cracks and expands on freezing, and that splits off the rock. The mountains that had glaciers were sharpened, became pointed by the ice. Interesting place, not enough time. This is the Patagonian otter, and he's usually a freshwater animal, but here he has learned to hunt, I guess, in the ice melt by the seashore. Time to go. Gracias por su visita. That's Mayaku. And how about Alakush?
Alakush.
Alakush?
Perfect, yes.
What does that mean? What does Alakush mean?
It's like a duck from here.
Oh, okay.
Behind this door, you can see the photo.
Okay, gracias. Muchas gracias. It was very lovely. Thank you.